Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is going better than fantastic. And I also want to say thank you to all of you that are part of this channel and its experience. And to those that are giving to this channel and its experience. You see, many years ago, there were maybe a couple of videos on YouTube that talked about narcissism and narcissists. Most of what we were able to find were on written blogs on the web, which I still encourage you to go and read as much as you can. Not just view videos. Because there are people out there with websites and blogs with tons of information and telling their stories. But I started several years ago making my videos and telling my story. Sharing skit clips of real things that happened with myself and Susie. Things that made a great many people say, "Wow. That sounds like exactly what happened with me and my ex." And it really grabbed people and made them think. It made them take a step back and really go over what has been happening in not only their current relationships but their past relationships as well. And also their family and home of origin. It made people think, how could this little cartoon man live almost the exact same experience I lived through? And then they read through others' comments and stories. And then the light bulb goes on. That they aren't alone. And that this thing we call narcissism is very real. And narcissists are very real as well. And as I mentioned in the last video, though narcissists can be what the mainstream portrays them to be, meaning loud, always about their looks and arrogant, and outwardly mean and sarcastic, the fact is that we are now able to see a great many of narcissists aren't those things at all in public. So they can hide and stay undetected. So they can keep going through life. And selecting that one target they want to ruin and run through the mill, so to speak. Meanwhile keeping everyone thinking they are as sweet as apple pie. They do this at work. They do this in your home of origin. Your fake friends do this. The person you are dating and or married to might be doing this. Your old next door neighbor that bakes cookies for everyone might be doing this. We have come to learn through our experiences that narcissists can be anyone. And they are in every single area of life. From the highest of the highs to the lowest of the lows. Which means question everything. And have boundaries. But I digress. Sorry. But I made these videos years ago. And videos I make today where I just talk to you. There have been a lot of changes and ups and downs. A lot of downs if I'm to be honest. But the goal is to do what I always wanted to do. And that was help others not have to live the pain and problems I had to live through. Because if I had someone come to me and tell me what narcissism was when I was younger living at home with my mother, I would have likely kept my mouth shut. And not tried to fix her problem and leave as soon as I could. I likely would have been able to see through Susie's mess. And avoid a good amount of problems I had with her by not being with her as long as I was. In my last video, I mentioned that I think narcissists are starting to see a difference. Whereas before, narcissists could run their game and you and I would have no way to bounce what was happening to us to others for feedback. And if we did, we would likely be told we are probably overthinking things. Which we now know this is what the narcissist wants us to think, so we give them another chance, so we get sunk deeper and deeper into their cycle of mistreatment. But now, if a narcissist comes on strong buying you gifts on the first month of knowing them, and then 6 months later is yelling at you for something that makes no sense whatsoever, people are more inclined to Google or do some sort of web search on what just happened to them and what it means. Or they will search for a YouTube video, where they might find my work. Or they might find someone else's work. But with all of this information, more and more people are having a better shot of slowing things down and walking away. And narcissists are seeing, though they are still being successful at what they are doing, they are likely seeing a drop in their success rate. In my last video I talked about how they, meaning narcissists, are like magicians. Whereas one nice commenter pointed out, they both are selling an illusion. Which is so correct. They are indeed. And in this video I talk about how when you learn how the magic trick works, you stop watching the show and you start looking at the manipulation that everyone else misses that makes the trick a trick. And the more people know how the trick is done, the less of a wow type of a factor the trick has. Because everyone knows it's fake. Well, we that are talking about our experiences growing up in homes with a narcissist mother or narcissist father, dealing with our siblings that are likely narcissists too, and how this led us into making so-called friends with narcissists, dating narcissists and marrying narcissists, and by all of us telling our detailed stories, is like someone exposing the magic business. And to make another comparison, if we look at them as salespeople, now, there's nothing wrong with someone that does sales. But if you've worked in sales or you know people that have worked in sales, they will tell you there are some tricks to their trade. That some, not all, but some aren't so happy when the average person learns these tricks and they become more informed buyers. Because when you have someone that is just trusting your word and your smile, and that you surely must be honest, and that you wouldn't do them wrong, it's easy for someone that is selling them something to run rings around them, and to get them to sign on the dotted line. Because once you sign on the dotted line, and they have your money, in many cases it's too late. But if you have someone that is informed and knows the tricks, they might want to go over the contract in more details, which might eat into the salesperson's time, where they could be selling to someone else. And after this informed buyer asks a million questions, they realize they just don't want to buy this thing this person is selling, and they walk away. Salespeople are seeing this more often than they used to see this. And the reason why is people exposing the business, so to speak, on how salespeople get you to buy what they are selling. And once people learn the techniques of a salesperson, they know what to look out for. And they know how to say no to something they aren't comfortable with. Thus it's harder, not impossible, for some salespeople to make the sale they normally could have made before people became informed buyers. And the same is true with the narcissist. Yes, people are still marrying these individuals. They are still getting scammed by them. But their closing rate, their ability to close and secure a long-term piece of supply, I believe, has dropped. And as one commenter pointed out, with their increase in numbers of people following this life of being either a narcissist or possibly a narcissist light, they have no one else to feed on for narcissistic supply. And even narcissists will try to get supply from each other when they are desperate. But I believe they are finding that hard as well. And this is why I say I want to grow this channel. You know, my hopes for this channel were, well, let's just say, I thought I would be able to do more than I'm doing now a few years ago. And some changes happened that didn't allow that to happen. My goal, as many of you might remember hearing me talking about, was to do this full time. I wanted to talk about all aspects of life and report on things to get people to slow down and think. To think, so they could make better and informed choices in their life. Because that goes against the goal of narcissists. They want you to be so confused and things are so sped up, that you get so tangled up with your life choices, that you feel just stuck. All the while they are feeding on what we call narcissistic supply, which is your sorrow and misery. There's a lot I want to do. I'm not sure exactly how to get there, but I pray every day for answers. I wanted to be a counselor of some kind in my area. But after talking to some people about that, it sounds like most jobs we have today, where it's hard and difficult to call out the wrongs you see, And that's what narcissists that we deal with in the world want. It to be difficult for you and I to call out the wrongs we see. And they want it that way so they can continue to live the life they've been living. Faking to be a nice person. And secluding an unsuspecting target to make their life hard and miserable. All of this going unchecked. No one asking questions. No one raising their hands saying, "Hey, this is wrong. Look. You can lead a horse to water but you can't make them drink, so to speak." But within regards to learning about narcissism, a great many people are drinking from this well of knowledge. And they are learning. They are learning how to cope and better their lives. And they are also learning how to spot those that mean them no good at all. And how to avoid them and sidestep them. And walk away from them. Which again is making their narcissistic close rate numbers drop. And as a result, as mentioned in the comment section in my last video, narcissists are getting desperate. And this is the reason why I say, keep learning. Because the more you learn, the more you are shutting off their power. And the more you are empowering yourself. Subscribe to your favorite channels. Because the more you help make a channel grow, the more you are helping the people behind you find such a channel. Because the more popular it is, the more it will be seen by others by accident. And that's the key right there. Finding the people that need this information. But they don't know what to search. They have been conditioned so long to think all of this is all their fault. And that is what really gets me a little frustrated. And we've all done it. And we all may be doing it. Yes. We aren't perfect. We are all flawed. But it wasn't our fault our mother or father gaslit us our entire lives. And they made up stories about us and told them to others. Ruining real friendships we had made. Don't you know it? The moment we seemed to make a real friend, out of nowhere it always got ruined. Kind of interesting, don't you think? But now we are getting the answers. We are connecting the dots. The dots the narcissist doesn't want us to see. And it's our job to keep on spreading the word further and further and further. More people are waking up to what they went through and what they are going through. And as a result, narcissists are getting desperate. Which means we must continue to learn and share and learn. And for me, because I believe, I choose to pray. I pray all of you are safe and healthy. I pray I am safe and healthy. And I pray the Most High is with each and every one of us through our daily walk and life journey. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.